the philosopher with the hammer. I've read your work with great interest. You declared God dead and challenged humanity to create meaning from the void. I've taken your lesson to heart. In my world, I declared the state dead and challenged the people to create freedom from the rubble. We are kindred spirits, you and I, both enemies of systems that enslave the mind.
An interesting presumption from a man who hides his face behind the visage of a failed revolutionary. Guy Fawkes was captured, tortured, and executed. His conspiracy collapsed. The monarchy endured for centuries afterward. You have chosen as your symbol a man who accomplished nothing except his own destruction. This suggests either profound irony or profound confusion about the nature of successful rebellion.
The symbol is the point. Fawkes failed as a man. But the idea of Fawkes, the notion that one person can challenge absolute power, that idea survived his execution. Ideas are bulletproof, Professor. They outlive the flesh that carries them. I wear this mask not to honor the man, but to become the concept. When I die, the mask continues. The idea continues. That is immortality more genuine than any heaven your dead God ever promised.
A poetic claim. But ideas require bodies to carry them, minds to think them, wills to act upon them. You speak of the mask continuing, but masks do not act. They wait for someone to wear them. And who will wear your mask when you are gone? The masses you claim to liberate. I have studied these masses. They do not want freedom. They want comfort, security, someone to tell them what to believe. You will die for people who will forget you within a generation.
The people of London lived under fascism for decades. They accepted it because they saw no alternative. They complied because resistance seemed impossible. But when I showed them that the impossible was merely improbable, when I destroyed the symbols of their oppression, they found courage they didn't know they possessed. I did not give them ideas they lacked. I revealed ideas they had suppressed out of fear.
You describe sheep who needed a shepherd to tell them they were actually wolves. This does not contradict my point. It reinforces it. Without you, they remained compliant. With you, they became violent. Their transformation required an external force, a superior will imposing itself upon their inertia. You are the Übermensch in this scenario, not them. You pretend to serve the collective, while demonstrating that the collective cannot act without exceptional individuals to lead them.
But I do not seek to rule them. That is the distinction. The Übermensch as you describe him creates his own values, stands apart from the herd, imposes his will upon reality. I create conditions for others to find their own values. I am a catalyst, not a king. When the revolution is complete, I will not be there to govern. The system I destroy will not be replaced by V. It will be replaced by the people themselves, governing themselves.
And how will they do this? Through voting, through committees, through the same democratic structures that failed to prevent the fascism you oppose. You destroy the state but offer no alternative except vague hopes of self-governance. The death of God left a void that humanity filled with nationalism, ideology, and new forms of worship. The death of your state will leave a similar void. What fills it may be worse than what you destroyed.
The void is the point. The void is freedom. When there is no system to obey, no authority to defer to, humans must finally confront themselves. Must create meaning rather than receiving it. This is terrifying, yes. Many will fail. Many will attempt to rebuild the old structures under new names. But some will embrace the chaos. Some will become genuinely free. That possibility is worth any cost.
Any cost, including the lives you have taken, the guards you killed, the officials you assassinated, the buildings you destroyed with people inside them. You speak of freedom, but your methods are those of a murderer. You decide who deserves to die. You appoint yourself judge and executioner. Then you drape these decisions in philosophical language and call them revolution. How are you different from the tyrants you oppose, except in scale?
The people I killed were not innocent. They were architects of suffering, torturers, propagandists, collaborators who built the machinery of oppression with full knowledge of what it would do. I did not kill randomly. I killed specifically, precisely. Each death was earned through crimes that would never be punished by any court. If the state will not deliver justice, Justice must be delivered regardless.
You see no danger in this. No potential for error. The tyrant also believes his victims deserve their fate. The inquisitor believes the heretic must burn. Every executioner in history has constructed a moral framework that justified his blade. You are not different because you are right. You are only different if you are right. And certainty of righteousness is precisely what distinguishes the fanatic from the philosopher.
You would have me do nothing then. Watch the oppression continue. Allow the torturers to retire peacefully, surrounded by grandchildren who never know what their grandfather did in the camps. There is a point where inaction becomes complicity, where the refusal to fight makes you a collaborator through silence. I chose to act. Perhaps some of my judgments were flawed, but the alternative was certainty of continued atrocity.
I would have you examine your motives more honestly. You speak of justice and freedom and the liberation of the masses. But I hear something else beneath the rhetoric. Resentment, the hatred of the weak for the strong, the desire for revenge dressed in moral clothing. You were imprisoned, experimented upon, tortured in ways that destroyed the man you were, and now you destroy those who destroyed you.
And if it is both, what if my personal suffering gave me clarity about the suffering of others? What if revenge and justice align in this particular case? The guards who tortured me also tortured thousands. My vengeance serves the public good. The coincidence does not invalidate the action. It merely makes the action more satisfying to perform.
Satisfying. Now we approach honesty. You enjoy the killing, the destruction, the terror you inflict upon those who once terrified you. This enjoyment is the truth your philosophy exists to conceal. You are not a liberator. You are a victim who became powerful enough to victimize others. The mask does not make you an idea. The mask hides a wounded animal, still bleeding from injuries that will never heal.
You reduce everything to psychology, to hidden motives and unconscious drives. But some actions are simply necessary regardless of who performs them. If a wounded animal kills a wolf that threatens the flock is saved whether the animal's motives were pure or not. History does not ask why revolutions happen. History asks whether they succeeded. My motives can be as damaged as you like. The fascist state will still fall.
And what rises? You will not be there to see it. You have said as much. You plan to die, to sacrifice yourself as the final act of the drama. This troubles me more than your killings. A man who wishes to die is not fighting for the future. He is fleeing the present. Your revolution is elaborate suicide. The liberation you offer others is simply the permission slip you need to stop existing.
I have considered this. In the camps, they reduced me to less than human, took my face, my name, my history. What survives beneath this mask is not entirely a person anymore. I am something else, something that can do what persons cannot do, because I am not burdened by a future I wish to protect. The mask is not freedom from identity. The mask is acknowledgement that identity was already taken. I am using what remains for purposes beyond myself.
And there is the tragedy I suspected. You speak of liberating others because you cannot liberate yourself. You fight for equality because you can no longer be equal. You die for the future because you have no present worth living. The masses you champion are not your comrades. They are your alibi. They give meaning to a life that lost meaning in a laboratory. You are not the Ubermensch V. You are his shadow. The man who could not create himself, so he destroys others instead.